Well, hey, New Life Church family, Pastor Jeff here. I want to let you know that I love you, I'm praying for you every day, and we all can't wait to get back together face to face, as many of you have let me know. Now, just like you, we are tracking all the news and information about the coronavirus and its effects both worldwide and here in the state of Washington. And even though it's changed the way we come together, our mission as the church hasn't changed. We are practicing physical distancing, but we aren't supposed to be spiritually distant. Last week, President Trump deemed churches as essential and called for an immediate reopening of gatherings across the U.S. I received a lot of calls, texts, emails asking when we were going to reopen. First, let me say a few things. We've never been closed. So we've never felt pressure to reopen because we've never been more open than we are right now. We've been meeting online every Sunday and we've seen God do some amazing things. We're seeing people say yes to Jesus, take their next steps, go through our online growth track, join groups over Zoom, and connect via our Facebook care page to help meet the needs of others. Many of you have shared the messages and invited friends to church, as it's never been easier than it has been before, and I would encourage you to continue doing this. For us, church has never been about what happens in our building. It's always been about the people that God has called us to reach. Join us in praying. Think of creative ways to serve others as we can all be a part of the solution. Our community needs our church, and what we do today will carry weight with the influence that we have in the future. We need to rise up, be people of faith, and share the hope that we have in Jesus. I've invited you to join with us to pray 2 times a day at 7:14, as we don't just pray with our church family here, but we literally pray with millions of believers around the world who are praying then as well. 2 Chronicles 7:14 says this: "If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and forgive their sin and heal their land." We also want to pray with you, and if you have needs, would you please reach out and email us at info@sharenewlife.org. With all this said, I know many of you are thinking, well, this is great, but when are we going to move back to being able to worship with my friends, my family, and my neighbors on site? In the weeks and months ahead, we're going to be faced with many decisions concerning re-entry onto our church building's property. As your pastor, I'm not going to lead out of emotion, but out of love and of wisdom as I think of each of you face to face and the community that God has brought to us here in New Life. Also, the core of why we aren't gathering isn't because of what our governor is saying, but it's care for each and every single person and to guard our influence in our community for years to come. See, Jesus gave us a command to love one another. Living in love means sacrificing our personal freedoms for the good of our neighbor. Living in love means seeking the well-being of others before our own. It means protecting others who are vulnerable. And finally, it means caring about our public health in our own community. See, love is patient. Love is kind. Let love, not law, guide you. The death toll from the coronavirus continues to rise steadily, and it just breached over 100,000 mark nationally. Many communities are also reporting an increase in the number of hospitalizations and infections, and public health officials are recommending that the current precautionary measures remain in place. We take this recommendation very seriously. For this reason, at this time, we'll be following our governor's guidelines as laid out in the 4 phases as he has laid out for our state for our re-entry to Onsite for New Life. As things change, we will adapt and grow as well, but we make this decision out of love for you and out of concern for our safety and health for every person here. Several churches here in the U.S. and around the world have disregarded these guidelines and have seen outbreaks in their churches and thereby in their communities, resulting in deaths and in sufferings. In overabundance of caution, I'm going to delay re-entry until we can resume effectively and safely whenever that looks like. For me, this decision to open our building isn't predicated on a particular date, but rather a long-awaited state of perpetual decline. We're a multi-generational, multicultural body, and many of our members would fall into a high-risk category. Your well-being is our priority, and though it literally anguishes us to be separated, it seems prudent to watch the trends a little while longer and not rush into something rash. But hey, let's operate out of love. In the meantime, we'll continue to hold services online. We'll announce summer plans to have drive-in services soon, and we'll remain connected with you via telephone, email, social media, and by other outreach opportunities. As always, I love you, I'm praying for you, and I can't wait to see you soon.